Hey everybody!
This is all wrong.
You guys know what's happening, right?
We are in the beginning of a mass extinction.
It's possible. It's possible. When Facebook goes out, you never know. Greta's concerned, though. I'm concerned. Everybody's concerned. But we've got the bull panel here. We've got Will, HK Trader. Welcome, Will. We've got Craymerica. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Doing good. Hey, everyone.
Sounding good. You've got your headset. You sound like a grown-up Craymerica. It's
I
wonderful.
feel like a professional.
We've got Pro Craymerica. And of course, our main dude, the Vulcan himself, Dex Diago Capitalist. How are you, buddy?
I am alive and well at the moment.
At the moment. We'll see how long it lasts for all of us. So we have a chart we were looking at. Will had some comments on this. This is the Bitcoin dominance chart. Can you describe what that is, Will, and what we may be seeing in it this fine evening?
Well, there's a good chance where the money flow will go into Bitcoins. So the run up to 50,000, very dramatic. You know, it could bust it open pretty soon. So that's what the chart is indicating.
Yeah, it's interesting. You got it. This is something a lot of crypto traders keep their eyes on. You've got it. This interesting, I don't know. Looks like would you say this is a bat formation? I don't know, Batman. But yeah, it's interesting that it's starting to bottom out, and maybe we'll see money in Bitcoin. But let's bring up the Bitcoin chart, and why don't you guys tear into it? What are you guys seeing? We know we've been pushing 50 all day. It's at 49,395. Now it's 388. So it's been bouncing around up here. What do you guys think? Whoever wants to take it.
I think it looks excellent on the weekly chart. It's back down at the end of July where it tested at the top of the Kumo cloud the first time. It just caught that rampage, went straight up. Now it's kind of still testing the top side of that Kumo cloud. It looks good to me. It looks like it's got a lot of strength.
That's the weekly. This is the daily. Let me mess this guy. Here we go. Here's the daily.
Yeah, the daily's just going through the Kumo cloud too.
Look at that. That's fun. We like to see it up there. So, Dex, what say you, man? Do you want to bring up a algo chart, or do you want to comment on this one? This is the daily. I could bring up the weekly.
Yeah, let me quote from the famous poet Fire Marshal Bill. Let me show you something. All right, here you go. This is your daily Bitcoin chart. This bar here is from September the 7th. This is what you call a range bar. This bar indicates where price action will stay for an extended period of time. This is today's bar, October the 4th. You will note Exhibit A that this bar is inside of this bar, Exhibit B. Nothing to see here. Price action settled near the bottom of the range of this bar. Now it's testing the upper end of the range of this bar. Since it's been down all this time, now it's just testing the higher end of the range. Until the market breaks out of this range bar here from September the 7th, there's really nothing to see here but a very obnoxious trading range to the extent of about 10 grand. So you got 10,000 Bitcoin points of noise, sideways movement. That's pretty substantial. So for those that are holding the Bitcoins, it's good to be a holder as of today. One note of caution is once you get up here toward the higher end of this range, what I told you before kicks in. You have a resistance range from 50 to 55,000 as well. Every time Bitcoin looks like it wants to get up near 50,000, it chokes and falls back down again. So that is just a word of caution. This is nice. You want to ride what you see. Here was the last rally alert buy signal on September the 29th. And you got all this upside production. So you want to start popping your way through it, lock in some of this profit if you took this signal here lock in some profit just in case it pulls back in the middle of the night and decapitates you. You don't want to give up gains and turn a winning trade into a losing trade, so lock in some of this profit. If you're on the sidelines looking for a place to get in, well, I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is that up at this higher end of the range, you have a tightening of the resistance and intraday support zones, or should I say intraday price inflection points. You would need to have a subscription to the PulseWaves to know what those intraday price inflection points are. Because as of right now, today, it looks like a buying opportunity, but there may also be a selling opportunity. That's what the report will tell you. I'm done.
Insane in the membrane. Thank you, Dex.
And by the way, thanks a lot for all the birthday wishes for everyone who gave me that. I really appreciate it.
Happy
I did enjoy my birthday thanks to you.
Can't enjoy your birthday without the PulseWave family.
I know, man. I know. Oh, I see someone asked me about hack. I haven't talked about hack in a long
We
time.
got a couple. Let's do some charts. I would love to hear what you guys say. So let me pull up. Unless you got hack ready to go, I'll try to find it.
Yeah, I got hack ready to go. You know me, man. I'm fast on the trigger, man. I don't play. I quit school because of recess. All right, here you go.
I've never heard that one.
All right, here we go. So here's hack. What is hack telling you? Well, our last buy signal was here on August the 20th. If you are a subscriber, you would have got that in your dashboard and you would have said, "Ooh, time to buy hack." You'd have enjoyed all this upside production. But you would have noticed something on the way up. Oops, we have a gap that was performed on August the 24th, which means that at some point in all this upward production, you're going to get a pullback. It came on September the 7th, crash alert sell signal. If you were a subscriber, you would have saw that. Oh, it's telling me to be ready to take profits and or get short. Look at all this downside production that has come. And we filled this gap and conceded and proceeded to plummet even more. Very interesting that this bar here is from today. We fell from a high of $61.32 down to $59.80 before bouncing and closing at $60.28. This is a nice down bar, right? Nice size down bar. Almost borderline parabolic, right? The same day that we get the Facebook news. Now, how is that? You have to ask yourself, I wonder why that is. This is the cybersecurity ETF. This is the Illuminati index that has been on its way down. Very interesting that you're getting this very interesting down day on the Facebook notification day. Not to mention, if you compare that with this here, you will see a very startling contrast. Let me just pull this up because I know it's going to be hard for people to believe it, but you have to trust me in what you're about to see here. You can't make this stuff up. That's why you need the pulse waves. All right, peep this right here. So here's Facebook. Facebook and hack both take a nosedive almost down to the exact number. Both of these parabolic down bars look almost identical, and they even closed in the same location, forming a very small bearish pointer and forming a gap down. So Facebook and hack have a parabolic day down where they gap down and close on a small bearish pointer. The hack ETF is your Illuminati index, your cybersecurity index, and here's your Facebook. Almost alerting you to the fact, hey, Facebook's not a threat. It's not a worry at all. Yet Facebook is going down along with the cybersecurity ETF. It's just showing you how they can even manipulate the indexes to make you think, oh, all is safe. We don't have to worry about any terrorist attacks. We don't have to worry about any cyber attacks. We don't have to worry about any type of war bells ringing, nothing. No false flags, nothing. And we know that's not true because we found out today that China has taken another step into the aggression scale, sending warplanes, etc., over towards Taiwan, and is threatening to go to war. So we got World War III starting, right? And when that happens, your Illuminati index falls apart along with Facebook based on that that news coming forth about them selling all the subscribers' information on the deep dark web. Then Facebook disappears off the internet without a trace, only to come back hours later like nothing happened. Ladies and gentlemen, you can only hide the truth for so long. People will start waking up to what is happening. We got a PulseWaver who likes to trade this Facebook and has been talking about Facebook being exposed. He's been talking about it for over a year now. So today was a very interesting day, I'm sure, for him. He's been enjoying this crash alert. We just had another one here. So I just had to show that to you that, you can't make this stuff up. I told you that the markets move in repeatable patterns, and today was definitely one of those days where they signal each other to what's happening. All right. So all I can say is wake up, people, before it's too late. Don't be caught blindsided by what is coming, and what is coming is no laughing matter at all. And I'll end it with this, and then you guys can take the floor. Here is TLT, the bonds. Here's your long bond. Notice something interesting? Here's your crash alert sell signal on September the 23rd. And then look at all this downward production. Now, the reason I brought this one up, because there's been a lot of talk in the news about bond defaults. There's been talk about that big old Chinese company and how it could send ripple effects throughout the world. Then there's talks about the U.S. losing its credit rating and all this debt talk and all this good stuff. Well, it's funny that this market has been coming down the way it has. Remember, when bond prices go down, yields rise, interest rates rise. They've been afraid about inflation because they've been trying to hide it for years, saying there is no inflation because they subtracted food and energy. Well, of course, if you subtract food and energy, which is life itself, then you can manipulate numbers and say, look, there's no inflation. But you can't do that anymore because people are slick to it, they're hip to it, and they know food and energy is the lifeblood of everyone. You can't live without food and energy. So food and energy has been seeing ridiculous price spikes and more to come, and now shortages. So you can expect to pay more but be getting less, because not only is the purchasing power of your dollar eroding in front of your face, but now they're telling you there's not going to be much food on the shelves. And not just food, but they're talking about clothing, electronics, you name it. All right, shortages galore. And they're saying they're not expecting this thing to be over for maybe 2 to 5 years. That's right. And that it's going to get worse, and that you can prepare for grocery stores to start restricting purchases like they did when they first did the lockdowns. They say, nope, you can only have 1 carton of eggs. Nope, you can only have 1 carton of milk. They're saying that's going to be a across the board. So that's coming, and then you have these yields. If we get another crash alert from this sideways right here, we're talking free fall. Bond prices will be in free fall. If bond prices go to free fall, yields will have no choice but to explode. Even on the weekly chart, we're dangling over the cliff on the weekly. We're already over the cliff on the daily, but look at the weekly. You're already there. You're already in jeopardy of free fall, dangling off the cliff like the movie Cliffhanger. This is where you are. All right? This is where you are. yields could explode. You could see some insane interest rates in the near future, folks. So yeah, this is not a game. Stuff that's happening, worldwide is for real. It's right in your face. That's all I got to say.
All right. Why don't we just real quick, guys? We got a request for ETH. This is our ETH chart. We do have a crash alert on that in the price triggers tonight. A primary crash alert. Any thoughts about this? It's in the Kumo Cloud. This is the daily. This is ETH USD.
And that's the daily chart.
That's right.
Yeah, that one's looking like it has some momentum on it. It looks like it wants to try to run, but you're in the Kumo cloud, so until the price action is clearly out of that cloud, you can't really call a direction. All it's going to do is trade both the top and bottom of that cloud. So
this is another one we got to request. This is the daily for ADA.
Yeah, same thing. You're in that Kumo cloud, so price action can get a little sketchy in there.
Yep.
But it is looking like it's threatening to fall off of a cliff.
Yeah.
If it falls out of that cloud and goes south, it could be nasty.
There's a lot of crash alerts on the crypto USD report tonight, so we'll see what
Yep.
happens. All right, guys, any closing thoughts? Cramerica, what say you for the week?
Yeah, as usual, I'm just keeping my eye on BTC, seeing where it moves. It's put in a higher high on the daily and a higher low on the daily for now. We'll see if it can hold on to it. It's gunning for that 53,000 mark.
That'd be great.
And we'll see where it goes.
All right, Will, how about you? What are you looking at this week?
All right. Here's the wisdom. Do not chase. Okay. Any smash down, you just buy in, and then that's it. Pretty much not big action, but at this juncture, I'm waiting. I'm still waiting for the smash down to add more. That's all.
Dex, the world feels like it's going to implode or explode. What do you got for this week? Final thought.
Well, as you know, man, I normally take things a day at a time. So as far as that's concerned, I'm gonna tell you this. I think markets are gonna consolidate here for a while. I know people were calling and panicking over the stock index and say, "Oh, the top is in, and we're already off certain percentage points." But technically speaking, just to be honest with you, I don't know if I would get married to the downside just yet. Remember, markets are designed to hurt as many people as possible. And right now, there's still a lot of bullishness out there. It's not like we have totally changed trend on any of these charts. On the algo charts, the Dow is still in a bull trend. The S&P is still in the bull trend. The NASDAQ is still in a bull trend. The Russell is still in a bull trend. And as a matter of fact, we all have basically rally alerts on the weekly charts. If you want to look from a weekly perspective, the Dow and the Russell are looking for a long to come by the week's end. So can't ignore any of that stuff that you're seeing right now. I know the NASDAQ pulled back, but the Russell pulled back too, but not as much, nowhere near as much. So it's still in the zone where it can actually bounce and rally from here. As far the Dow too. The only wild card is the NASDAQ and the S&P seem to be moving closer in tandem, while the Russell and the Dow seem to be more bullish, which is a very interesting thing. I think that the NASDAQ, though, if you think about it, it was the strongest of the markets for a long time and had barely any kind of pullback or correction along the way. So it was long overdue for one. So what I think here is that the Dow, S&P, and Russell are going to just wait for the NASDAQ to finish this little pullback, and then I think it's going to be off to the races again. And I think the markets actually are going to surprise and rally. Instead of having a Rocktober, I think we're going to have a Rallytober.
Wow.
So don't be confused by the markets. That's all I can say. Check your dashboard, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Indeed. Here's my closing thoughts.
Entire ecosystems are collapsing. You have
Wait, my final
Wow.
thought. My final thought.
you have
How dare
spoiled
you.
my dreams.
Yeah. Oh yeah. How dare you? Wait. Here we go.
How dare you?
All right. How dare you? Thank you, everybody. It's been great to be with you this Monday evening. We'll see you all back soon. Thursday, we'll have our hangout. And in between, Dex is going to bring you all kinds of great end-of-day reports. All right. Thanks, everybody. We're over and out. We appreciate you. Thanks, panel. You're awesome. Good night.
Yes.